His name was Pietro. He was killed.
Oh shit, this is the first time we see like a part of the movie on the previously. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. This is Hi Will, I am Will. In today's video I will be reacting and reviewing Season 1, Episode 6 of WandaVision. Today's episode is called, well, it's not today, I actually watched it yesterday, but you'll see my reaction from yesterday. The episode is called Whole New Halloween Spooktacular. So, yeah, finally the Halloween episode is here. I've been saying like the Halloween episode is the next one, probably since the time they had colors. So I was a lot excited for this one. So yeah, let's see my thoughts on it and my reaction. So I know some people didn't like it. I know that. I've seen some, well, pieces of reviews. I didn't watch. I only watched one, just to see what my thoughts are and the other person's. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about the end and everything that I kind of noticed watching for like 2 times and focusing on like what's here and what's there. Yeah, that's it. Support the channel if you like my videos. Comment like what you thought about the episode. That's always nice. This episode kind of ruined a theory that I've seen and I believed. But that may just be like a mislead of Marvel. Just like, I'm gonna try to trick you here, like trick or treat. No, okay. So without further ado, let's watch and review WandaVision Season 1 Episode 6 Halloween episode. I forgot the name. So let's start with already the beginning. For some, as I said before, this episode was not so great, but I think the beginning was the best in terms of the intro. I love this intro, guys. You have no idea how this was cool. Yeah, it was all supernatural. I like supernatural, not supernatural. Whatever. I thought it was really cool how they were just like with a camera. It just felt like 90s. You know, I haven't watched many 90s things besides Friends. But yeah, I totally felt the vibe. It was so cute, like Wanda washing her teeth. Okay, we're starting good. Agnes was so beautiful. Guys, I don't know if she's evil or not. I don't think she is now, but I don't care. She was so beautiful on the intro. I was like, oh god. In love. Hey Agnes. She looks really pretty. And then a cool detail that I saw, probably people already talk about this, but I thought it was super cool that when Pietro comes, and on the intro still, he's the only one that says Pietro Maximoff playing, it's not playing, as himself. They say that as himself. Just, it may be just for us, the audience, to know that it's him, or to make us believe that it's actually him. But I was gonna say something. Oh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
One eternity later.
Oh, and I remember about himself, or maybe it was just for, you know, them to think that it's Pietro and make him like show us that it's not him at the same time. Like if you saw my other videos, you know my theory about him being Mephisto, the actual devil. So him saying that would be something like, oh, it's him, just recasted. And again, about that theory, he made this thing with his hand, and you may think, okay, rock and roll, but it's actually the devil symbol too. One of them. I know that he has a lot, at least in Portugal. So yeah, that's my thing for the intro. I thought it was really the thing about as himself, you know, and this, that kind of gives me, even though if it's not that, it's still Marvel playing little reference to Mephisto, even if he's not actually there. So the episode starts with the twins talking about Halloween and what actually that means. And they kind of break the fourth wall. That is something that kind of goes through the first half of the episode, and I thought that was so nice and so... Oh, I miss when movies / shows did this. I don't know, it's just cool when they're just like, this is what actually happened. Like, Halloween is to scare people and about candy and whatever. Those touches, yeah, they were cool. So, they have a little moment with Pietro, because Billy is kind of scared of him. And he pretends that he's a vampire, so he starts playing with him, which I thought it was a really nice interaction between Uncle and the kids.
No.
Oh, I like this Pietro. And that was pretty cool. We can see that this Pietro is different from the one we've met in Age of Ultron, because it's more like chill. I don't know if he was out of the movie, but this one looks super like fun and woo crazy, yeah. That kind of thing.
Whoa, Mom! Are you old Red Riding Hood?
No, she's Scarlet
I'm a
Witch.
Sokovian fortune teller.
Then Wanda comes dressed as herself from the comics. They all dress as themselves with like different names, but whatever. Oh, babies! Little Wanda and Pietro. They start talking about Halloween from their childhood, and if you're gonna stop and like see it, you can see that she was dressed as Natasha Romanoff / Black Widow, and he was dressed as Nick Fury, which would not happen at that time, so something there is fake too. We can see that Sokovia was in war at that time because of the shots in the background. You can hear them, and we see some posters about nuclear stuff and whatever. And the old lady gives them a fish to share, and this is probably because the people of Sokovia were starving, because if there was a war, that's normal. And this you kind of see, oh, that sucks, the fish. But I think this goes further on the episode, because on the promo you see a shark, it's a fish, and a dead fish. So I think this goes further than just a memory, or a fake memory, if we want to say it that way. Then Vision comes with his comics clothes, and him and Wanda are like talking and all, and she says, thanks for dressing like this, and he was like, that was the only thing that I had on my wardrobe, so I kind of had to. And we kind of see a little bit of the tension, because Vision is pretending that the last episode didn't happen, or at least that he's fine with that. So they're just like talking and all. He's pretending that everything is fine. They're looking with the kids. They're playing PlayStation 1 with Pietro, which is cool. I mean, whole times people miss this. I know that people miss this time. So yeah, that was cool. Then he goes to patrolling the city, like because of teens, and because now there's kids and teens in the streets, which is something new. That didn't happen on the last episode. We've spoke about this on the last episode with them. I was not there, unfortunately. Marvel, I'm here for you.
Where to keep your water balloons?
So we go to out of the show, and we see that Tyler here is like he wants to kill Wanda. The way he speaks and all, and Monica's trying to defend her as she has done in the past.
And clearly antagonizing her is only making things worse. If
True.
Wanda is the problem, she has to be our solution.
Captain
True
Ramsey,
again.
you are becoming
So welcome to my editing part of the video. I'm right now editing, and I just saw that I forgot to talk about something that really annoyed me at the time, and you know what it is. By the time of the video, you know what's coming next with what I said. So Tyler starts speaking blah 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 to Monica and starts talking about her mom. And at first everybody probably was like, don't speak. But he continued. To the point that he said basically, thank God your mom died and you were not here or whatever, because you would be a disappointment.
Don't use the last 5 years as an excuse to be a coward.
Bang!
Maybe
In your
you
face.
weren't here when your mother died. Because clearly you don't have the stomach for this job.
Oh, that was low. Punch him
Get her
now.
off my base.
Son of a bitch. Like, fuck off. Like, I used to say, like, I want you to die, but now I literally want you to die. I wanted before, but now I want more. So, I don't care if it's the next episode, I don't care if it's the finale. Just die. Kill him. That was super low. Like, fuck off. So yeah, that's it. Let's go back to the video. Then after this like mom situation, it kicks Monica, Jamie, and Darcy because they kind of defend her. So they kind of are off the mission. So they just go. They punch some guys. Darcy's like, "What the fuck? Why did nobody tell me about the plan?" And I was like, "When did they plan it?" But yeah, they punch some guys. They take their clothes. They put them on, which basically it's them having a costume because we're not Halloween episode. So I thought it was nice. I don't know if it was intended or not. Probably it was, but yeah, that's just me saying that. Oh, they're basically in Halloween costumes too. See?
This is it.
Wow. Last episode, Vision asked why there were no kids. Now they are a lot of kids. Coincidence? I don't think so. So we go back to the show and we see that one is kind of testing Pietro, like, do you remember when this happened? And he's like, he knows that she's testing him. So she actually asks him, why are you different? And it kind of misleads that, or I didn't understand what he said, but yeah.
Why do you?
Yes.
Different.
You tell me. I mean, if I had found Shangri-La, I wouldn't want to be reminded of the past either.
Then he starts playing with the kids and they start like doing pranks. And Wanda goes talk with Herb and he kind of hears what is happening, but he's saying that before the things actually happen. So this is kind of a way of showing us how like fucked up, sorry for the word, this world is. Because they haven't done yet the things, but it was already, oh, what? Somebody stole the candies and it just, somebody destroyed all the pumpkins and you see them like doing it and yeah, just to show us how like,
Now everyone's covered in silly string?
wow, the world is. And then one that talks about Vision because he was supposed to be patrolling the place and he's like, no, he is not on duty. Do you want me to change something? And this changed something. This is something that this episode leaves us like without doubt that people are doing what Wanda wants. So he speaks to her like if she was like the principal of the town or like the boss, which she is. Like, oh, do you want me to change anything? Oh, no, everything is perfect. She just goes and she's like, oh, where the fuck's my husband?
Do you want something changed?
No.
Like if you were the boss. And this is where we see Vision like going further the town. Well, it's still on the town, but much more further it goes. We can see that people are glitching or they just like doing oh, she's crying. Oh. Kind of repeating the same movement and basically, if they were like background extras, I spoke about this on my reaction. But yeah, it's basically like if you were seeing a TV show, well, the old ones, more like a cartoon, because the characters in the background, like, you would see me, if I was a main character, I'll be here like talking, blah, 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 and you will just see people here, like, or just like, they would be doing this, they would be repeating the same movements because obviously the budget and there's no need to actually put them doing actions because they're just extras. They're just part of the background. which I thought, I don't know if this is like a thing, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this looks like a game or a cartoon, where that's what they usually used to do. Or even if it's like a green screen and you have like literally people just there. So I don't know if that was like a thing, because obviously we are on kind of a show, and as we've seen on like 2 episodes ago, I think. No, on the third one, we've seen that there was like a green screen background to their houses. Yeah, I thought that was cool. On my head, the thing is, the middle of the town, their house is like where the plot happened. So the background, that's where Vision was. It's all just like, it doesn't matter, for a way of saying. So they're just like doing background stuff, that's just repeating themselves. And yeah, we can see that a woman was crying, and I thought it was really sad, because they obviously are in pain. And Vision was just like, what? Where the fuck am I? So yeah, that was my thoughts on that. I thought it could be a reference to that, but it maybe not. Maybe just me speculating about that. Oh shit! Again, I don't know what.
Magic, the snack for survivors.
I don't know what's the reference here, but we'll find out later. So this is a promo, and the promo is like the most weird one that we have ever had, and is the most like, what? So yeah, when I was watching it, I was really like, I don't get it. But if you like start paying attention to it, I don't think any of the theories were confirmed yet, but I'm gonna say the ones that I've heard, and I was like, this actually kind of makes sense. So this is me from editing again, just gonna explain this part of the video, because when I was saying it, I was a little bit confused, so I'm just gonna try to make it easier to understand. So the first theory that I heard was about each promo being one of the Infinite Stones, and this one was the Soul one. So the Yogurt represents the Soul Stone, and the kid basically represents the Red Skull, because he's wearing a red t-shirt and he becomes a skeleton. So as we know, the Red Skull is the guardian of the Soul Stone, and that's basically something that he says, like, he keeps it, but he can never touch it, or can never be him. It can never be for him, because he wanted a stone in the past, in Captain America. So that's kind of what this theory was about. Because the people that go there and want the stone, they can never have it. They have to sacrifice themselves. Because for you have the Soul Stone, you have to give the soul of the person that you loved, or yeah, soul for soul, basically. So that was the first theory. But I kind of can see on other sides, because I think the creator or the producer or whatever, they said that they were not about infinite stones. They could be indirectly done for that, but they haven't thought about it when they were doing it. So maybe this goes to the Halloween thing that we saw, the flashback, because she gives them a fish, shark is a fish, there's a dead fish there, so that can goes to the time where Sokovia was in war, as I spoke before, and them being hungry and all, and this can go another place. Wait, there's a lot. I don't have a script for this. Let me think about it. I should start having a script. Oh, and this can actually give us answers of how Wanda created this place. Like, she was alone. She says this later on the episode. She was like alone on the she felt emptiness and loneliness or whatever. So that's kind of an island. She was alone, like the kid and somebody. Let's say maybe Agnes, or well, let's just say the villain. Let's say the villain of the show, because we don't know who it is, gives her the power to create this world, but she can never like have total she can have control all of it, which we can assume that she has control, but there's somebody like pulling the strings. So yeah, I think that may be it. Like, the yogurt makes everything, and the shark is the villain and the kid is actually Wanda. Not saying that she's gonna die, because we know that she's gonna be on Doctor Strange 2, but yeah, they gave her the power, but she can use all of it. And this actually brings me to another theory that the villain of Doctor Strange, I don't remember his name, he could actually give her magic, and that's why now she can like do everything, and she's gonna become the Scarlet Witch. So yeah, I've seen this theory, and I thought maybe it made sense since she's gonna appear in Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, whatever. I never know the name of this movie, but yeah, maybe that guy gave her the magic, and that's why she was like, and we have a new reality because she doesn't know that started. So yeah, I think that's a theory that it can be true, it cannot be true, but yeah. The creators said that nobody knew all of it. They said they've heard awesome theories and close ones, but they don't know, anybody knows like the thing. So we're just speculating. We're like a powerful fandom with they made us think, and I think that's cool. My brain doesn't handle that really well, but cool.
What happened to your accent?
What happened to yours?
Oh. Okay, so back to the show. Wanda, Pietro, and the kids are getting out of the movies, and we can see The Incredibles that was there, which was such a nice reference and an Easter egg to even the plot of the movie / the show, because the movie, as we probably know, it's about a family of superheroes, and one of them, the kid, not the baby, the male kid, is called the Dash. He has super speed, like Tommy, which is something that he finds out like minutes later. So Wanda and Pietro are talking, and Wanda asks him about his accent because the last episode he did it, he had it, and he asks her the same, and she's like, well, and he says like, yeah, details are kind of like weird. It's like a lot to have in your mind, so we can see that happens because they kind of forget like what they are supposed to do because there's so much they have to. And so we can see that that's kind of a little messy inside of their head, and yeah, that's it. I thought it was interesting, they acknowledging that, and thank God he speak like with the American accent. If not, I would not understand what he said, unless it was like just a little bit like American and Sokovian, because yeah, it was a little bit hard for me in the last episode. So yeah, that's it. Thank God they acknowledge it.
Shot like a chump in the street for no reason at all, and next thing I know, I heard you calling me. I knew you needed me.
Uncle Pete, guess what?
Thanks for saying for no reason. So our gang of real people, Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy, they go for like whatever, they hide themselves and they start hacking. Darcy actually does it because Darcy is awesome and she deserves her own show or movie. Find me on that. And she finds out that Tyler can track where Vision is, like, so we can see what's actually happening inside of the shield that Wanda made. And some interesting things that besides they're like talking about Vision, we can see like on the bottom of like the computer, we can see like another like 4 like little circles with different colors, which are probably Pietro, Wanda, and the twins. So I don't know how he can track them, but yeah, he can. And they're like, oh, he can do this, and he didn't talk to the group. So yeah, this is a little it's not a little, it's just interesting, but it didn't give us a lot of answers, just to know that Tyler has probably a fucked up plan to kill Wanda or whatever. And yeah, Jimmy noticed that the people like close to the shield are they barely move, or they just like stop. So this is already what we spoke about, like them or repeating the same movement or whatever. He's still like thinking, are they even alive? We know that they are, but yeah, that's something, I must say.
Wait, why is Hayward tracking Vision?
I don't know. This is all I can access so far.
These other dots, those are Western
Probably
residents.
put like
The
a
ones
thing
in
on
the
him and he was
vicinity,
all
yeah.
broken,
So
and
Hayward
that's
must
why he
have an
knows where
accurate
Vision
headcount
is. So I think the next scene is the one that fucks up a lot of fan theories. This is why we have like Vision just walking and watching the street old people that are like stoned, they're stopped, they don't move. And then it flies. Some people said that it was like a reference to Superman. I never watched it, but maybe it is. Which is kind of weird because it's DC and Marvel and whatever. Yeah, but he just flies and he sees like the whole town. He goes back to the floor and he sees Agnes on her car like stop. Like she's not that stopped, but she doesn't know it.
What's an Avenger?
What? Why don't you know?
I'm confused.
Am I dead?
No, no.
Because
Why
you
would you
are.
think that?
Yeah, she's gonna say that.
Because you are.
And then she's like, I am dead. And he's like, no, why would you? And it's like, because you're dead. And she starts like saying that a lot of times. And I was like, Dad. And I was like, ooh. Okay, we got it. And then she starts laughing. It's like, whoa. And he just like puts her again, and yeah, she's just like, bye neighborhood, happy Halloweeny, and she just goes. And this scene is the one that fucks up a lot of theories because a lot of people believed, maybe they still believe, that Agnes was the villain. But if she was the villain and he did this to her, wouldn't she just like speak about it, like, I'm a witch or whatever she is? So that kind of fucks up a lot of theories. But on the other side, she could only be pretending. I don't think she was. But yeah, I don't know. That's something here. Maybe Agnes is just like somebody that Wanda liked, then you're gonna be my best friend of the show. But yeah, this scene is the one that cracks a lot of theories on my way of viewing things. So now I'm just believing that Mephisto is the villain besides Tyler, right? And that he is Quicksilver, like pretending to be him. And that's why he's different. Because I don't want to see like Evan Peters just leaving after this show or whatever happens to them. What I was saying? I don't want to see him leaving. For me, it could be, it could go further because his acting is really good. I really love seeing him as Quicksilver on the MCU. He's such a charismatic actor. He just like facials really well and all. So I don't want him to leave after WandaVision. So I hope he's the villain. At least that, and he doesn't die. So yeah, that's why I hope he's Mephisto, and that's the thing. So we've seen our group of friends, let's call them that, and like Monica's like, oh, the person who's gonna put me in the axe, it's already here, so let's go meet him. And Darcy's like, no, you can't, because they have your blood, and because you've passed through the force shield twice, that rewrote your cells on a molecular level like twice, which is about her getting powers. So if I was her, I was just gonna try to do everything to have powers, to see what power did I have, even if it was just like staring with my eyes, waiting that laser comes, or like controlling weird stuff. Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't care. Like, if I have powers, I don't care. I know what Wanda feels, so I'm just gonna go save her. Which is like, you're super nice. I love you. One of my favorites, Monica.
But I'm staying here.
You can't stay here.
What?
It's not safe.
Darcy, what are you talking about?
I haven't made it through Hayward's last firewall. There's something big here, something that can help us. I know it.
Somebody should stay with her, I
Fine.
guess.
Fine. I'll drop you the location. You meet us out there as soon as you can.
Oh God, don't leave her behind. Somebody's gonna arrest her. And the moment she stayed behind, I was like, no, you're gonna get fucked. This is gonna be bad for you. Don't do nothing to Darcy. But of course they did. Then we have Wanda and Pietro having like a nice talk and saying that their parents would like to see her as a suburban mom. And then he asks her like, where did you have all these children? Like, it's pretty good that you just that they were probably just sleeping and you're just like making them not suffering with like the pain and whatever, and you just put them on a special episode that requires children, and then they go back to sleeping eternally or whatever. And she's like, what? And he's like, oh, Psychalma, I'm actually impressed by this, which I think here we can see that he is not the real Pietro. And I say this because it would probably like talk to her out of it, just like, that's wrong, because yeah, we don't know much of him because it was just in one movie, but I believe that would be what he would have done. So again, this goes back to my theory of him being the villain. I think that that's what's actually happening. And then they keep talking and all, and he asks her how she did it, and she tells him what I've spoken before about not knowing, and she just felt emptiness and loneliness, and that's what she knows. And then she kind of turns around, she looks at him, and he's dead, the same way that Vision. Shit.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
So, is that really the same body? But why a different face though? And I think this is a nice thing, because the first time that we saw like Vision dead on the show, it was when Geraldine slash Monica got out of the world, and later Vision is gonna get out there. He's gonna get out of the world too, so that may be something like that messes up her mind, because she needs to be focusing on all of these details that she even knows that she's focusing. And yeah, maybe that's something, maybe there's not, but yeah, that was something that got me thinking. But yeah, we see him dead, and I would have liked if they did with the whole actor showing like his face there, because we saw Evan Peters just like if he was the real one, and we don't know exactly what he is or why is he different. Quicksilver is different, so yeah, it's kind of confusing, but that's the thing of this show. Everything is super confusing, and you just need to find out. And I hope the next 3 episodes, or the last 2, obviously the one is going to be the last, but at least the next 2 episodes start answering some questions, because I don't have brains for this. I mean, I try. I mean, I'm like, maybe this and this, but this is too much. That's too much. I love Marvel. I like this, but just fucks up my brain.
He really does want out, doesn't he?
Oh, we can control him too. Can't control him. No, he can use his powers. We see the Sword Soldier watching Vision trying to go through the force field shield. And when he does that, he starts like getting into pieces. Like parts of his body starts going through Westview again, and he starts like dying. Let's say that. Shit. Wanna go help him. So this was already something that I was thinking, like, what happens if he gets out? He will probably, like, just be dead. But no, it was actually dying again. Not on the same way it died, I suppose. I don't think the effects were the same. But, yeah, it starts dying and the soldier just looking at him. Darcy tries to help, but they kind of grab her and, basically, they pin her into a car. They tie her to a car. And then Wanda stops everything on Westview, and she just expands, like, the force field until she can like go through vision, and then she kind of gets a lot of like the sword soldiers besides Monica, Jimmy, Tyler, and Morphree that was on the same car as him, and they get Darcy. Poor Darcy. I was gonna stop like in front of her. Or, yeah, it caught her. And the episode ended like that. So, this is where I think, at least for me, the problem of the episode, it was the way that it ended. Because there was not like a big, like, shock. Yeah, it's fucked up that she made everything bigger. And I was not expecting Darcy to go through to Westview, but yeah, now that's gonna be a thing. I hope she's fine. She's the only one that I care. Yeah, the rest is basically extra, so probably about people that are watching feel the same. And yeah, I feel like the way it ended was just like, it just ended like, it's this. And yeah, it felt like a little out of the action and the shock that the previous ones had, which is kind of normal, because the last ones were all about like and this one is actually dealing with the literal brain bombs that we had on the last one, so it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, and I don't think they couldn't just end it like nicely as the other ones, because then she would have to go to the next decade, and that's already like the present, let's assume. So not actually the present, but it would be near the technology they had, so they could just like go through the portal really easy to the portal. I'm always calling this a portal, but they could just go to Westview very easily. So yeah, I think they need to end this on the next one so the end can actually start. Alright, she did this, but there's gotta be consequences, like in the world. Like, people should maybe have more control over themselves, or there should be more glitches, because she's powerful, but I don't know how much she can actually, like, expand that power. So yeah, the episode ended. I was like, And yeah, so theories about this episode. Again, I think Pietro is not the real one, or at least some part of him is not him, because there was a sentence, a quote that he said on like the middle of the episode. He said like, free hell my kids, or no, what did he said? Let me see it. He says unleash hell, demons, whatever. But that thing, yeah, that just makes me think about Mephisto. And the actual fact that in the comics, Mephisto is the father of the kids. So he's actually that. So if it's Mephisto, this quote totally makes sense. It could just only be like playing and just like metaphorically speaking. But yeah, I kind of have that feeling now that I think Agnes is not the villain. I think he has to be him. I don't know. Besides Tyler, of course, but yeah, the one who helped Wanda creating the world, I think it was him. So, I know this episode was like a little downgrade from the other ones, but I actually really like it. I think everyone likes WandaVision. I'm gonna rank this episode as an 8 out of 10. Again, I think the way it ended was what really fucked them, but I've heard a rumor, I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's just a rumor, that the next 3 episodes are gonna be 1 hour each. Which when I saw I was like, oh god, it's gonna be fucked up to record. But yeah, I'm here for it, honestly. I just want more, and they're basically the next are gonna be the end. This was the development part, the first 3 ones were the beginning, now this was the development, and now we're gonna have the end. So probably not in the next one, but on episode 8, there's gonna start like a battle or whatever, the final act. So yeah, I'm excited for that. So with that said, I hope you guys have liked the video. If you did, be sure to give it a big like. Comment, like, give me theories about who you think is the villain, or do you think it makes sense? Could be Mephisto, or you think it's just another thing? It's just too much for where we are now with the MCU. Subscribe if you didn't already, and this is Will, and I will see you next time. Bye.